All right, happy late Saturday night, everybody, and welcome on into Raiderland Rewind, right here from the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Glad you're hanging out with us a little bit late on a Saturday night, but the inaugural Raiderland Rewind this year going to be a fun one to talk about for the most part. 67-7 the final. Had the long weather delay, a little bit of a scare there with Baron Morton in the second quarter, but pronounced okay by Joey McGuire. This is the Rewind. You guys know what to do. Jump in, get your questions, comments ready to go. We want to hear from you tonight. We are brought to you tonight and all year on the Rewind by the Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock, Texas, founded by Dr. John Skelton, a former Red Raider himself. Listen, they want you to be healthy and get healthy before you're unhealthy, and there are a lot of different ways that they can help you do it. I want you to check out their site. They're on Facebook. They've got a great website. It's the Live Life Well Clinic. Go there. See what they have to offer you, guys. A lot of cool things for you, all right? So drop on by. Tell them thanks for being a part of the Rewind. Obviously, we are with you in the Hat Creek Interior Studios as well tonight. So we thank the folks at Hat Creek Interiors because the studio, I mean, it's nice. I like it. It's fun. All right, where do you guys want to begin? I'll throw the questions at you tonight. You give me the answers. And you can throw some questions too. What did you love? What did you like? What did you hate? I love the pace. I thought it was pretty sharp for a first game. I love the fact that you, for the first time in years, dominated an outclassed opponent. That you physically dominated to the point you wondered, would they be able to get the ball into the red zone? And obviously they score against the backups late in the game. And for those, maybe who weren't able to watch the 2 8-minute quarters, it had a weird feel to it. It's just like, okay, let's get this thing over with after the long lightning delay. So what did you love? What did you like? What did you hate? There weren't really a lot of things to hate in this. The weather delay, I think, is the only thing you can hate. That I wish we could have seen this play out in a more normal game script a little bit. But maybe, I'm not going to say this is the best thing, but, maybe you just needed to get out of there. What do you know about this team after one game? What do you think you know? What do you know that you don't know? What do we not know? So all of those things tonight, and then anything else. The statistics are just ridiculous. We'll go through them. Do you know how hard it is to score on 11 straight possessions in a college football game? Texas Tech scored on every meaningful possession tonight. The only time was the end of the game, the last one that doesn't matter after the missed field goal. Do you know how hard that is to do in just outside shell drills, that you don't have a mistake, anything? Unbelievable. What was it, 610 yards of total offense? I'll go through some of the comparison numbers, but at the end of the half, the Golden Lions are averaging less than a yard per rush. You wanted to see if that defensive front was legit. Okay, Arkansas Pine Bluff's not very good. But again, they're still a college football team. And again, Texas Tech hasn't just walked out and beaten bad teams badly a whole lot over the last few years. Let's get your questions and comments coming in. What did you love? What did you like? What did you hate? What do we know? What do we think we know? What do we not know? Anything and everything else. Jeff jumps in. We got all sorts of great people getting in here on the Live Life Well Clinic Raiderland Rewind tonight. Jeff leads it off on our Facebook page, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. If you hadn't subscribed, you should. It's always free, just like our YouTube page, our Facebook page, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, free as well. We put all sorts of interesting, different content there. And then we got you on Twitter X. Love to hear from our Twitter people at Ryan Hyatt Media. Jeff, I don't know what we really learned from a game like this, but the new guys are legit. We can learn about speed, and I think we saw the speed and the quickness of the defense is a significant uptick over what we've seen the last several years. Speed translates. I mean, at least I felt like I was watching something that I went, okay, with your football eyes, you go, okay, these guys look fast. They look fast off the ball. Again, outclassed opponent, but you made them look that way. Michael, with the 64, well, really, it's the 180-acre question, how's Baron Morton? Going into the half, he was pronounced okay. He was pronounced okay by Joey McGuire on Texas Tech postgame radio just a few minutes ago. He was in street clothes, as we like to say. As long as you wear shorts on the streets, I guess that's why that. Will he play next week? I have no reason to believe right now that he won't play. Might be a little sore, but everything seems to indicate right now that lower leg is going to be okay, as of right now. But I trust Joey McGuire. He's been really upfront on injuries, and I appreciate that, and really trust him. If he says Baron Morton's okay, I don't think he has no reason not to, because he sounded a lot more concerned about Miguel Dingle and the knee injury that he seemed to suffer tonight. Wasn't really nearly glowing on that. Jay's on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media here on the Rewind in the Hat Creek Interior Studios, brought to you by Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock. Transfers seem legit in light work. Again, factor in the opponent. We'll say it all night, but yeah, they look good there. Dallas, only negative, some rough catches on punt returns. Yeah, the Kenny Perry a little frustrated there late in the game. They had the Gentry return. Was it Gentry? I think it was Gentry. Called back by a hold. You had a couple of holds. One was really sketchy on the hold that got one called back. You had the muff on one of the punts where it probably should have been a fair catch. I'm going to chalk that up to first game and, see where you go from there. All things being equal. Jeff, Texas Tech, our third string quarterback has as many TD passes as Arch Manning. Faux Pelini, by the way, back on Twitter today. Arch Manning already has 37 yards passing it. It's only the third quarter. Thank you. Thank you, Faux Pelini. We appreciate it. All right, glad you guys are getting in tonight. I want to get your comments, questions, your thoughts. What did you love, like, hate? Hated the delay. Man, the weather was just looming, and I was more concerned that at least it hit at halftime, that you were going to get rolling, and then the start of the second quarter, all of a sudden, a big delay. We go through some of the comparison numbers on this. And I'll look at a couple of interesting stats for you. I know you dominate, but there's still some interesting stats. Average per rush, Tech was 10.1. Arkansas Pine Bluff, 2 yards average per rush, and that was really helped out by that late 75-yard drive. Other than that, not much going on. Texas Tech completed 83% of the passes they put up. Again, that's hard to do against air with an average completion of 12.6. You know what you didn't see tonight? You didn't see a whole lot of bubble screens and hitch passes, a couple of little things like that. But you saw Baron Morton attacking downfield, win this game, with the 4 touchdown passes early, and he is hitting Coy Aiken, he is hitting Reggie Virgil, he is hitting guys deep middle, sidelines, but it wasn't like a lot of nickel and dime passes that I just really don't care for. Not just at the college level, but at any level. I just don't really care for that. Give me the advanced stats. Okay. And this again gets skewed. I wish I could break the advanced stats down by quarters, but they don't allow you to do it. First down efficiency. Texas Tech ran 37 first down plays. They had 360 yards on first down. They averaged 9.7 yards on first down. Meanwhile, 22 first down plays, the Golden Lions, 22 first down plays, 65 yards. They averaged 3 yards on first down. You had them behind the chains, and you were just steamrolling. First down rush, 20 attempts, 179 yards. 16 of 17 passing on first down for 181 yards. Let that sink in for just a little bit. All right. Those are numbers that I can pay attention to. Back some of your questions, comments, thoughts here on Raiderland Rewind. Glad you're with us in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Brought to you tonight and every rewind by the Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock, Texas. They want to assist you and help you to create the life that God has called you to enjoy. And that's why we are excited to be telling you about Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock this fall, guys. So what did you love, like, and hate? What do we know? What do you think you know about this team right now? Hated that the alumni band didn't get to play in the 100-year anniversary band show, says Dallas. Yeah, some of our really good posters and everything else. Lynn Lauderbeck and some were a part of that. And the storm hit right at halftime. You also didn't get to see the like the world's largest drone show or something. That's a shame. That's a shame. But yeah, can we bring the alumni band? Well, I guess it's kind of hard for all of them to come back, but can we get them back again? I feel like Letterman. Well, we've run out of time. Can we get you back again for another show? The fish are out there. The fish are farther out. One of the things we've said at different times when talking about the passing game, and indeed, a river does run through it, and tonight it ran downfield. Hard after one game to, completely sit there and say, all right, this is the concept. This is what it's going to look like. But I liked where they were fishing tonight in the passing game. Jay, I love the run game. Glad Adam Hill got some runs. Gosh, Adam Hill gets in there in the second half, and the Albany Lion, two-time winner, two-time state champion. What'd he finish up with there? Dude goes on 8 for 78. Yeah, had that 24-yard run. He did not play last year. He's a redshirt freshman. And again, we'll say it again, competition. But he may be a little bit more athletic than I wanted to give him credit for at the D1 level, which is great. Cameron Dickey, 12 for 90, had a long one of 20. Let's see. Jacoby Williams had a long one of 20 as well, 6 for 56. And then, of course, Wheels Hammond, your fourth string running back now is Will Hammond. Why step up in the pocket when you can just step 64 yards for a touchdown and outrun everybody? And I loved the ball security at the end of the Hammond run as he put his arms over it because he just knew, he's like, somebody's got to be getting close to me, right? I wonder if he could see in the Raider vision, the Jumbotron, because guys do that. In the NFL, guys know how to do that. Like, look, they can see on the video board if they're getting chased. The quarterbacks tonight, Morton made every throw you want him to make. The arm looked great. Everything I wanted to see out of him, you could have seen, other than just obviously getting that leg kind of rolled up on and having a scary moment there. Hammond, again, showed a presence, I thought, and I thought it was really, the circumstances, you wish it hadn't been quite like that. But, I mean, he comes in, you don't miss a beat. And again, he looks a little more physical this year, obviously a year older. We'll see more of him next week. Not that he's starting. I'm just saying you'll see more of him next week. Kent State might not be any much better than what you saw with Pine Bluff. Get your questions, comments, your thoughts in. What did you love, like, hate tonight about the game? What do we know? What do we not know? What do we think we know? What do we think we don't know? Whatever else may be on your mind. We got, I don't know how I actually got nearly three pages of notes because I quit really taking notes at about the end of the midway through the second quarter. We won't go through every play-by-play or meaningful play or whatever. Chris, Texas Tech was so efficient tonight that they landed a 5-star recruit during the rain delay. Yeah, Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, offensive tackle, 5-star recruit. That news breaks. I think it was On 3. Was it On 3 that broke it first? I want to give whoever should get credit for it should get credit for it. But yeah, during the rain delay, not Texas Tech, but the news breaks of another 5-star offensive lineman signing out of Oklahoma. What's his name? Hackett? That didn't sound right. And I had it written down. Now I can't find where I wrote it down. So yeah, why not? More 5-star recruits, please. Jeff, on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Sign up, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't cost nothing. Like the patience of the running backs and hitting the holes reminds me of Taj. They went to school on Taj Brooks, who was one of the most patient running backs that we've seen since James Gray, going back to the late 80s, for my money, in a Texas Tech uniform. And, they let the field develop. They broke some stuff back inside. They broke some stuff outside, showed good vision. They didn't overrun the blocks. And we talk about the offensive line, clean pocket club all night long. If it had been a grass field and wet, none of the quarterbacks would have had stains on their britches. The offensive line reestablished the line of scrimmage any way they wanted to. We talked about the domination on first down, and that is in large part due to that offensive line that just pretty much manhandled Pine Bluff. What was the final on that? Getting old Merrimack. Took care of Merrimack. That'll show Merrimack. Yeah, Cooper Hackett. Thank you. Cooper Hackett, the Fort Gibson, Oklahoma pledge. Jay talking about Hackett. Yeah, I saw this today. He was at Arkansas today, and he commits afterwards. More Jerry Jones magic, I'm sure. What did Arkansas end up doing today? I know they won, but it was like 35. Wasn't all that impressive. And speaking of scores, we can take a look around the Big 12 real quick, and maybe I hope if I can cue that up. Let's see how we're doing right here. Yeah, Northern Arizona and Arizona State, 24-13. This is a football game right now with 8:14 left to go in the third. Meanwhile, 14-21 to go in the third. Arizona leading Hawaii 17-6. Hawaii had to have Stanford really kind of gack it up last week late in order to win that game. They're in Hawaii. They're on the mainland in Tucson, and Arizona not running away from them. Utah, as with 2 minutes to go in the first half, opened up to a 20-7 lead over UCLA. That one's being played in the Rose Bowl. And everything else final. West Virginia beat one guy, Robert Morris, 45-3. Iowa State 55-7 over South Dakota. And then Kansas State had to come from behind with, I believe, under 2 minutes left. I think this is right. And beat North Dakota 38-35. Something's not right in the land of Manhattan. BYU blasted Portland State 69-0. And then Kansas earlier won 46-7 against Wagner. And we've got TCU and North Carolina tomorrow. Baylor, of course, Baylor lost to Auburn 38-24. And then Colorado lost to Georgia Tech 27-20. So there's your Big 12 scores from around the area. Around the area. Yes, we're around the area tonight. James asking the question that we're asking you here on Raiderland Rewind from the Hat Creek Interior Studios on a late Saturday night that we're glad you're with us. What do we know? What do we think we know? What don't we know? So what did this game tell us? What did it tell you? Told me that they could dominate an inferior opponent. It told me that this team looks faster, that the defense looks faster. The defense seems quicker. I like that. Oh, I'm going to like the Bailey and Romello Height combination. Pick your poison on which one you're going to stop because you can't stop them both probably. So what do we know? We know that Baron Morton, minus the leg, but the arm is 100% no concern to me right now. We saw Baron Morton throwing the ball the way we saw 2 years ago, early on in his career when he was healthy. We really hadn't seen that in a long time. It was nice to see. Jeff answering the James question. We know that we didn't have to go to overtime to beat a bad team. Cheers to that. Go back and look at a couple of things real quick. How many different? You had what? Five different receivers, I believe, catching touchdown passes. We talked about the quarterbacks. Virgil, as advertised, I saw enough of that to go, all right, you got a dude right there. Terrence Carter, I think you got a dude right there. 3 catches for 42 yards and the 3 touchdowns. Coy Aiken was just like, hey, I'm still here. Watch this. I get to run routes in the middle of the field. Now. I don't have to be just operating totally on the sideline trying to make back shoulder catch. Look, I can run in the middle of the field and I can catch the ball. 51 yards a yak, by the way, for him. Leighton Stone gets in, gets him a touchdown. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think, 12. Hold on, double check it. 12 receivers. Okay, 12 receivers. Virgil is going to be fun to watch. Douglas, again, as advertised. I mean, it looked to me you got four really good options out there that you can throw it to. Micah Hudson with a couple of catches. Okay. And I didn't even see the comment right there, but Jeff saying Micah Hudson had a couple of good plays. Yeah. And they talked about it, tonight that it seems a little more physical perhaps than a year ago. I mean, he could be an amazing comeback story depending on how the year plays out. All right. Oh, I know it's late. We'll go a little longer for those who may just be joining the program. Get your thoughts on Tech 67-7 win over Arkansas Pine Bluff next week. The early start. We'll have much earlier rewind for you next week. Looking forward to that. Media people love early starts to games. Media people hate delays. Media people don't like late night games. Yeah, but early games, yeah, I know that kills you guys on the pregame tailgating, but think about all the great tailgating you can have next week after the game. You can just stay there and spend the night in the parking lot if you want to. And Hudson was one of the ones who had that return call back, and that's that domino effect. We talked about Quentin Joyner being out and kind of reshuffling a little bit on who's going to get some of the returns, with Jacoby Williams probably not a part of that this year. And a lot of that could very well fall to Micah Hudson in certain areas in the return game. So he showed you something. I mean, and that, hey, catching the ball, again, it really doesn't matter who the opponent is. You got to catch it and go. So we like what we saw there. The muff on the non-fair catch deal was the one I thought, hey, that's first game. You just got to know I need to stick my hand up in the air and call this thing, get a fair catch on it. But yeah, deep. All right, here's a mystery, not a mystery, but here's something we don't know. The secondary, it's really hard to sit there and take away a huge value judgment on the secondary tonight. The front did a great job pressuring the quarterback, limiting their time. They obviously couldn't establish anything regarding a run game. I sit there and I look at that secondary and go, okay, hey, yeah, you did. You played a nice game. Anytime you're pitching a shutout, and basically this defense pitched a shutout, all right? Shutouts are so hard to get in college football. But I go on the secondary and I go, okay, probably need a little larger sample size against some better competition. We think they're better. We believe they're better. We have a feeling they're going to be better. And certainly that front seven can make them play better. But just, you can't just look at the secondary tonight for me to say, okay, I really learned a whole lot. That's not a negative, by the way. That's just we need more sample size. Joseph is on the Facebook. You on the Facebook? We didn't play down to the competition for a change. Agreed with that and came out fast and didn't let up. How many times have we seen over the last couple of years early season games under Joey McGuire where you might see a couple of really good possessions to start the game, and it's like the script runs out on the plays, and what are you doing? Then it all goes away. That was certainly not the case tonight. Regardless of who you played, that was not the case tonight. That you dropped the hammer, you kept dropping the hammer on them. You found another hammer and dropped that on them, and you kept going. That should be something that, again, I think should be encouraging to Texas Tech fans. All right, last chance, get your questions and comments in. I know it's late. We got big shows coming up this week, so we'll be ready to go. We will have a show on Monday. Don't worry. We'll be live all week on the daily broadcast. We will have our 5 things we know on a Sunday column for you in the morning. I might sleep in a little bit, so cut me a little grace on that one tonight. And then, everything else that you come to expect during the week, we'll have that, including 60 seconds of Raiderland, as we hang out here with you guys for a few more minutes in the Hat Creek Interior Studios on the Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock. Raiderland Rewind. Jeff, I think the new coordinators left the spreadsheets at their old schools. Left the spreadsheets at their old schools. Interesting. Ugh. Do you ever get like an itch on your kneecap? I have that right now. Yeah. The analytics. There really wasn't a case for analytics tonight. You know, I mean, there really wasn't like an opportunity of like, hey, this is a make or break. Let's do this. Let's not do it. Last year, Joey McGuire, he throttled down a lot of the going for it on fourth down. I'm not opposed to it at all. It's situational. It's game flow. It's feel of the game. Analytics gets a bad rap sometimes. I think it's a term that's misused quite a bit. But yeah, I think the gut feeling of Joey McGuire really developed more as a college head coach last year, as opposed to just looking at the sheet and going, "Oh well, the sheet says to do it. We should do it." Felt like that was one of the areas of growth, big area of growth for him as a what I'm going to say is a still still fairly young college head coach. Yeah, Wills Hammond brings quarterback run game. Even though I don't like running quarterbacks, I don't like running quarterbacks. I like quarterbacks who can run. I like quarterbacks who can escape, extend the play, and get to the second play. But I don't like running quarterbacks in college because just like in the NFL, they eventually get killed. Our man Rocky on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. The edge rushers fast and strong. Yes, they were. Romello Height is going to be a household name by the end of the Big 12 season. I believe it firmly. He's going to benefit from Bailey. Bailey's going to command a lot of attention. Not saying they're not going to scheme up on Height, but man, the concept games that you get to play right now with that front, going to be fun. I don't know how many tackles he was in on. I don't have time to look it up right now, but I sure do like what I'm seeing out of Curry with where they've got him on that defense and where he lined up a lot of different places. He's making plays in the backfield. He's 30 yards downfield. I said this week on the show, the dude's just a football player, all right? And you figure out how to get your football players on the field. And I love the fact that they're figuring out how to get a guy like Curry out there on the field. Just put him out there in a position to have some success, to make an impact, and the dude's going to figure out how to make an impact. He's the kind of guy you need out there, you know? The 5-star commit, Cooper Hackett out of Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, big offensive tackle. I mean, if the delay had lasted longer, they probably would have got a 5-star linebacker. I guess they had to wait till the guy got done telling Arkansas, no, I'm not going to go to Arkansas. I'm going to go to Texas Tech. LSU, quit calling. Cody Campbell, when he said, I will, wasn't kidding when it comes to offensive line. All right, you guys are fantastic. We want to thank Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock for being our presenting sponsor this year on Raiderland Rewind. Check them out on their Facebook page and drop them a line. Say thanks for being a part of it. We talk about the power of 5 on all of our broadcasts. If just 5 of you folks go to all of our great sponsors and say, hey, thanks for being a part of Raiderland. Thanks for what you do. Can't wait to shop with you or come by and see your store like at Hat Creek Interiors there in Lubbock on South Slide Road, 10101. Just 5 people, the power of 5. That reinforces to all of our wonderful clients just how powerful an audience you guys are. And we appreciate you doing that. We'll have this on the replay. You can share that with your friends. It'll be on the website here in just a little bit at theraiderland.com. We'll be with you in the morning with our Sunday column, and then we'll be ready to go for a big Monday. We will labor on Labor Day. All right, y'all are the best audience in the business. Thanks for the great chat tonight. No, we kept you up late, but like I said, next week we'll be on a whole lot earlier in the day. So none of us will probably be as sleepy as we might be tonight. All right, we'll see you in the morning at theraiderland.com.